Story time. I want to talk about Moses. He was with Zipporah, his wife. They were out feeding sheep. And there was a gentle rumble in the mountains. And it was all kind of clouds there. And he looked over and he said, "What's going on up in them mountains?" She said, "No, it's just God. It's God. He's in the mountain and he always, lets everybody know he's here." So he stared for a while. The next day, he bought Joshua from out of the copper mines. And he found Moses and he said, "You're the deliverer." He said, "No, I'm not. This is God's perfection." So he turned around and he looked at the mountain again. And he said, "What's that light?" And he said, "I'm going to go investigate." So she said, "He's going to kill you if you go up in that mountain. It's forbidden." He said, "I'll see." But God already had him. So once he gets up in the mountain, God tells him that he calls him 3 times. He takes off his sandals. And he said, "The bush is burning but not consumed." But what everybody need to realize is Moses was such in awe because he saw what made him. So he's just staring. So God telling him what he wanted him to do. And he kept telling God all kind of excuses, not because he didn't want to do it, but because he knew his life. He knew he was a sinful man, and he knew, "I'm not worthy." But that was Satan at that point, trying to make him not do his calling, see? And every excuse he had, God had an answer. So when he came down out that mountain, he had his staff, but he glowed with such light. His frequency and energy was so high. You had to know that it was God that touched him. So he was convicted. It was a calling. It was like fire in his bones. So when he went back to Pharaoh, he was one man against many. But the conviction that God brought upon his life, and God was with him, and he had a host of angels that no one saw that was doing God's bidding. That's how God works. He takes the lowest, and he takes the lowest because they surrendered themselves to God. That's how he can use you.